Linh-chan and Dimi-chan play games.
This armpit smells like rice, and this armpit smells like sweaty stuff. I know, we're being recorded, I know.
Welcome back, everyone.
Welcome back. I'm smelling my armpit right now because it's so hot here.
And you're just commenting how, like, her apples look like a waste. And I'm thinking about the pile of apples that are in our kitchen that are getting mushy.
Sorry, my bad. I'm sorry. My mom loves to buy apples because she likes to do, like, little offering to the, to the ancient...
No, we don't know. Like,
No.
Actually, tell us about this. This is interesting.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, it is interesting.
Well, if you're Chinese or Vietnamese or whatever you are, like, if you're, I guess only Asian cultures do offerings often. Like, often as in, like, almost every day. Then, yeah, we have a little altar set up at our house, or my parents' house. And with, like, a little Buddha statue and everything. And it's like a whole, the whole Jewish where they have, like, what are those, like, little plaque right at the door?
I don't know. Be careful with... Oh, the
No.
little bar.
Yeah, the little bar thing right at the door. It's like good luck. So at my house, we have, like, little plaque right at the door. At every single entrance or door, there's a little plaque. And
even on the inside doors? Or just the outside one?
Just the outside, all the doors. But yeah, and then at our front main door, we have a little altar, and my mom likes to buy fruits to offer because why not? So she always buy apples. I guess there's this thing where not every fruit is allowed.
Is offer worthy?
Yeah, it's offer worthy, or like my mom hates it whenever my grandma buys bananas and puts it at the altar. Because she's like, who freaking buys banana at the altar? Apparently it's bad luck. According to my mom. Or oranges. My grandma always buys bananas and oranges. Those are her favorite two fruits to buy.
She wants to eat them afterwards.
No, she doesn't eat them. And then my mom's favorite fruit to buy are always tangerines and apples.
Tell her to give us the tangerines next time.
Oh, she gave us, like, bags last time. You never eat anything unless...
Because you always hide them.
Dude,
you're making your own...
freaking in the refrigerator. How am I hiding the refrigerator?
Lynn is making her own offer in the kitchen to the fruit flies.
Yeah, to the fruit fly. So every time we go see my mom, she'd always, like, dump all the fruits on us. She's like, here, take all the fruit, take all the fruit. I think, like, my parents, like, they love just giving stuff away. Because like, we don't see them often, like once a month or whatever, sometimes 3 months. And we live like 30 minutes away.
It's not 3 months.
Lately I've been going back a lot because I had like important stuff to deal with. But like when I was in college, frickin' I don't go back. Like a whole yeah, like I go back visit them like twice a year. And I was like 2 hours away. Like there's really no excuse on my part. But I just
they're gonna run out of fruit at this
I just
rate.
don't find the need to constantly see my parents, But anyway. Sorry.
You okay?
With this fruit thing, yeah. So what was my point? Oh, the apples. Yeah, so we do offerings all the time, and it's like a religious thing. My mom is not really religious. It's more like customs at this point.
Yeah, culture.
It's more like cultural stuff and not really religious stuff because I think there is a difference. But yeah,
interesting.
I think that's all I have to say. I don't know what else to say.
Well, I noticed that like Vietnamese restaurants too, you often see an offering at the front of the restaurant.
Yeah, it's to bring
with
in
like
luck.
Grapefruit. I often see like big ones.
And tangerines, yeah. It's to bring in good luck for the house or the business.
Interesting.
And usually there's like a happy Buddha, kind of like at every Japanese restaurant. There's like that cat. So at the Chinese one, it's the
happy Buddha.
The happy Buddha, yeah. Like there's all sorts of crazy religious stuff. They like if you wish to have a baby boy or something like that, you need to get a specific statue and you need to like rub its belly and so, and like the statue that we have at our house is blessed too. like when we bought the statue, we took it to a temple and have the priest there or like the monk there bless it.
Interesting.
Like it's not something you do lightly. You don't just buy a statue home. Like you buy a statue, you take it to the temple, and then you do the whole offering thing, and then you have the monk bless the thing, and then you take it home, and then everything that you put at the altar is now technically blessed.
Interesting.
So. Yeah.
I wonder if, like you said, your mom had specific fruit that are good luck and bad luck. Is that shared amongst like
most
cultures?
Yeah,
because
yeah.
your grandma's from your dad's side, right? So maybe the way she grew up,
dude,
that
we're all fucking Chinese.
Okay,
like there's no.
But maybe in like I guess you guys grew up in the same region too, or they both grew up in the same region.
We're freaking.
But I'm just wondering
so.
why your mom considers those fruit bad luck and your grandma's just happy to always get those ones, like the bananas.
I think it just has to do with like the play on words of China, like Chinese and English or Vietnamese. Because like I don't know the reason why, but I'm just making it up. Like it probably has to do with like the play on words of what the stuff is. Because like in China, like in Chinese culture, you're not supposed to split, like share a pear among like a fruit, a pear among two people, because the word li, like in Chinese, like for the fruit, it's a homonym with the word to split up, to separate. So you don't want to ever split a pear between a couple, you know, because it's bad luck. Because that means it's a bad omen that you're saying that they're gonna split up. So I think it has to do with that as well. You know.
And we spoke about that last time. It's kind of like the curse of a language having a single word per syllable, kind of, and it forces like many words that share a meaning. So eventually, you're gonna get words that you don't want to share meaning. You know?
Yeah.
Take that.
Way to like rub it in my face. That's cool.
I'm not rubbing it in your face.
It cool. It cool.
It cool.
But yeah.
Shit.
Well, the other episodes we were talking about the reason why we do things in redundancy so then people can hear. I wonder if that happens in American Sign Language.
I'm sure.
I'm trying to think. Like, I don't see much redundancy in American Sign Language.
Well, using two hands.
Using two hands is not necessarily redundant. It's the language. It's required. Like, it's not necessary.
Well, it's required in English to accord the words, too, you know?
Oh, I guess.
Like
Yeah, I guess.
But, like, by using two hands, you're obviously giving more information than is particularly necessary sometimes, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure there are some examples.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess you're right, because you're not using words to express yourself, but using just your hands. So I do think there are a lot of redundancy in American Sign Language in terms of like, because often not everything in sign language, like not everything in life has its own sign to represent. So a lot of the time we use context to describe, or we use like classifiers, or we use sort of like gesture in a way to tell a story, you know? And we make stuff up. Like I remember when I was in college and I was doing a presentation on diabetes, and it was a very simple presentation where I had to say, what is diabetes, and there are two types. There's type 1 and there's type 2. And then I have to describe like what is the cause of type 1 and what's the cause of type 2. Like just simple, what are some of the symptoms? And doing that, and there isn't really, like I said, like not everything in life has its own sign or word for it. And so I realized that at that point I can make up stuff, but as long as I stay within that context, or that content, then it's fine. So then for diabetes, there really isn't a sign for diabetes. So then to start off, you can introduce your own made up sign for that. And as long as you stay within that story and and talking to the same audience, you can constantly now refer to that sign that you made up, and everybody will now know that you're talking about diabetes. It's really interesting.
That's kind of like in programming how you set up a variable.
Yeah.
Your variable is only valid for
that specific case. And it's arbitrary in the end. And I find that really amazing how, because it's very limited to what you can express, you know, with signs. And so you pretty much just make up stuff. And as long as you're with the same people, then, you know, it's understood. So I think that's very cool.
That is indeed.
So I guess our conclusion is, yeah, there's a lot of redundancy in everything, in most languages, and
most human tasks.
Yeah, and American Sign Language, I think in particular, depends a lot on redundancy in its language, because we can say a lot when we talk, but you can only sign so many things at once to convey something, a message, you know. And often I realize that in American Sign Language, when someone doesn't understand something, like how in English you can use a different word to tell somebody else, like something they don't understand, you just choose a different word, then they'll understand. But American Sign Language, like I said, you don't always have a sign for everything, and so you can pretty much act it out in a way. I'm using act as a very loose term for it, but you're pretty much just like acting out the scene, and by doing that, people understand what's going on, you know. So that's why a lot of people think that American Sign Language is like a very iconic language, but it's actually not, you know. Iconic meaning you take something literally from life and just giving it a sign, but it's really not. I mean, some things in sign language are, but some are not, you know. So.
Well, I'll continue this conversation next time.
If there's a next time.
If there's a next time. Bye, everyone.
You're about to win, though. Why did you just win?
Because it's taking forever. I don't know when I'm gonna win.
Dude, you're like doing so well. I think you're supposed to play it until you push them all the way up. That's how you win.
No, you do chains.
No, but what I'm saying is, yeah, the more you win, the more on their side you're blocking them. And the more you block them, the more they get pushed up towards the top.
Yeah, and the other side, when they get pushed up to the top, then they lose.
Yeah.
Is that not obvious from the beginning?
Yeah, I just understood now. I'm sorry.
Oh.
I was only, like, when I was playing, only looking on my screen.
Side?
Yeah, I don't look
got
at the screen. Or you can pause this. You can't just quit in the middle.
I know I was gonna pause. I was gonna pause and join everyone back next time.
Okay, we're gonna pause and then we're gonna see everyone next time.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, Chan-Chans. Under 2 minutes and 30 seconds. I did not get that one.
Or the 3 minutes.
Or the 3 minutes. Linh-chan, Dimi-chan, Linh-chan, Dimi-chan, Linh-chan, Linh-chan, Dimi-chan, Linh-chan, Dimi-chan, Linh-chan, Dimi-chan.